If you enjoy the content, I would appreciate you hitting the subscribe button and checking out my socials. Natus Vincere took a massive gamble deconstructing their CIS roster and going international. With these changes, they brought in an experienced in-game leader who has developed a highly detailed plan for defending the B site, moulding JL into his ideal duo. Hey, I'm Smirky, and today I want to look at AleksiB and JL and how they defend the B bomb site on the CT side of Inferno, so let's begin. But want to get individual training and CS classes for 30 days for 50 cents on your first month?
Affirmative.
Well, thanks to today's sponsor, Gosu Academy, you can.
Yes, my friends, yes!
Gosu Academy is the CS school where you can join frequent classes hosted by various pro players and coaches. In these classes, you can submit demos in the Discord to be reviewed and critiqued by the coaches, or join them in theory sessions on a map. And I will also be hosting some of these sessions myself. On top of this, they host weekly scrims where you can jump into a 5v5 with coaches on both teams, helping you during and after the game.
Our enemies tremble.
This entire course is $29 per month, but again, you can try the course for pretty much free for 30 days by using the code SMIRKY at checkout, which equates to 12 classes. Now go on and rank up. Before I begin with Navi's banana takes, I want to first highlight a common action a third man will consistently do from A. In this, he will either play 3B and help JL and AleksiB do some sort of strat, then rotate to A after dropping some util on tree. Or he will just come over to B early, quickly drop his util and go back to A. However, it is worth noting they might not always do this at the start of the round, but in most of the rounds they do. Also worth noting, if a player is rotating from B to A, they will typically drop their util when they want to play either 3 or 4A. On the B side, Navi will tend to have 3 players on banana, roughly 50 or 60% of the time, using a wide range of different takes. I want to showcase these, first starting with their anti-ecos, and the F2, but I want to start with their deep dump strat. The purpose of this strat is to hurt or slow down the Ts if they were to rush up, while also using deep pieces of util to lock them out of banana. In this, they will use HE and flash placements to slow down the Ts, a smoke to lock the Ts out, and a molly on broom to force them out of position, and also hurt them if they want to come through the smoke. AleksiB is going to throw a flash to slow down and mess with the Ts. Afterwards, it looks like he will begin to jiggle, but flashes himself. When they think it's safe, they will peek banana while the molly is still there. JL at the start of the round will come over and near the middle of banana, hurting and slowing down Ts rushing up. Afterwards, he plays anti to avoid him being blind if it is said rush. When AleksiB wants to peek banana, he turns around and goes for a quick jump peek, gathering quick information before peeking. When they get banana control, he will be left there to jump spot. Im is going to be that extra player on B from A short. He's going to come over and smoke banana, denying T side vision, molly broom, and will rotate to A when the Ts don't rush banana. In round 12, they will use the exact same take, except this time, AleksiB will do a fallen flash. And I'm guessing he's doing this since it's harder to dodge as a T. But everything else in this strat is the same, and they will later take banana. The next setup I want to check out is the super passive anti-eco setup. The purpose of this strat is to throw minimal util, stopping the Ts from just walking into car, and use that to position between car and site while anti-flash. If there isn't a rush, they can use their util to take banana and rotate to A. If it is a rush, they can just fight. They will have a molly, forcing the T's to use a smoke if they want to rush, giving Na'Vi, who are safe from the flashes, a notification if they are pushing, and a flash to discourage them. When they think it's safe, they will come out while the molly is still active, smoke deep banana, molly broom, and just play safe on site. AleksiB is going to flash close banana, fall off waiting for the T's to rush car, but is also not in a position to be affected by the T's flashbangs. When he feels like they're not rushing, he will smoke banana, removing their vision, molly broom, and just play passive on site, not risking the round against pistols, but also locking them out of banana. JL is going to be the first person at banana and will throw the close molly and quickly fall back, preventing him from being affected by the common T flashes. When they want to go for the take, he throws a banana flash, dumps a nade deep, and falls away to A, after he gives the B players his smoke. Simple is going to be the extra man on B, and at the start of the round, he gives the B players an extra molly and initially goes anti, ready to turn around if they do push. When the riflers go for the banana take, he just stays downstairs, waiting for a push and staying safe. Now let's move on to the takes they will use when the T's are on gun rounds, starting with a nasty punish setup. However, I'm not going to be breaking it down. My good friend and popular colour caster Dweg will be checking it out. Take it away, mate.
Going into round number 7, on a match versus G2, Na'Vi start 3B on Inferno on the CT side with a punish setup towards banana. As soon as JL gets in towards banana, he's going to nade deep, molly close out there towards the half wall, and then play anti towards the sandbags. AleksiB is close by him with a molly at hand. JL is all about the patience and the timing. As soon as the molly starts to clear, he flashes himself up just when Nico gets flashed towards the half wall. JL then plays anti-flash out towards the sandbags to have a retreating play, or at least catch that trade for G2 trying to force the 4-on-4. Immediately coming out of spawn, AleksiB is going to smoke mid-banana to the left-hand side of logs. He then lines up a HE to bounce in the exact same position, doing chip damage onto Nico down to 55. JL takes contact and wins out that opening fight against Nico. AleksiB is going to put an incendiary towards the backside of half wall, and that gives Na'Vi two opportunities. Either it forces G2 aggressively forward and to get another kill to the hands of JL, or it pushes G2 defensively to mid and bottom banana, allowing Na'Vi to retreat and hold on to the 5v4 man advantage. Imma's role in this round can be looked at as very easy, but it's extremely important. He has a Coffin's flash to top banana ready on JL's contact. If G2 keeps pressing top banana for a trade, he can fight with AleksiB, and if not, he can drop an incendiary and rotate to A. Around a week later, Na'Vi played OG on Inferno, where they ran a very similar setup with a different variation of protocol and utility. JL will HE deep banana instantly, get out to the sandbags and molly close. From here, he can jiggle for a fight while also trying to play anti-flash. Just as the car molly ends, AleksiB will smoke deep and molly broom. AleksiB HE's close half wall around 10 seconds after OG smoke his molly, with anticipation that the T's are about to attempt taking top banana. Even though AleksiB's HE to half wall did mass damage to both Regali and to Fasha, it was an unlucky timing for JL to the sandbag that lost his life, holding a smoke out in his hands trying to smoke off top banana. How different this round could have been if he had his weapon drawn or smoked off just slightly earlier. Imma is again at coffins, ready to flash. Na'Vi have a few options. They can flash top banana with JL to peek to see if it was safe, or they can flash deeper and attempt to take banana with JL and AleksiB. Over to you, Smirky, to see if you can top my analysis, or even top my Australian accent.
Just Weg, all of his socials can be found in the description, and I highly recommend checking him out. How about something that's fast and can change the pace? Now we have a fast banana take they can sometimes use and can be great if you want to change the pace. So i.e. you've been passive for a bit, then you just suddenly switch it up. Or it can be great if the T side are doing stuff that makes it difficult to hold B, so a fast banana take can be a nice counter. In this, we are going to see a barrage of util at the bottom of banana to either reduce their vision or make it difficult to default banana without taking damage. Meanwhile, you have supportive flashes from CT. AleksiB is going to be the first man and will first smoke banana, molly broom, and just run past the T's molly, pushing down banana with the flash. JL is going to be behind AleksiB, and at the start of the round, he will throw this bad flash. Now, I say it's a bad flash, not just because it's bad, but more in the sense, it's there to set up the god flash. So when the T's who are ready to play anti spot this obvious flash, they will turn, look back, and boom, there's a god flash from CT. After this, he will just nade logs and peeks banana from car. Im is going to be the supporting third man from A short, and he will throw a flash from CT as his team get past yellow. He does later think about staying B, which is good if his help is needed, but it's not in this round, so he just goes A. Now we should take a look at how AleksiB and JL approach banana when it's just them two, starting with a setup we've already seen, the punish setup. I'm not going to go over it in too much detail since Dweg has already done this, but I'm going to show you how it's done as a two-man. JL is going to be set up for a potential kill. He will first nade deep, molly close, and play anti. If the T's decide to rush him, he will know because of his close molly. AleksiB at coffins can jump for this flash, then JL can turn around and just fight. But when the molly is soon to fade, he will fall away, not risking his life. In round 15, they are going to try and do the same setup, but unfortunately AleksiB does come over to flash banana from yellow, and well, while he's out of position, G2 rush banana, and JL gets overwhelmed with no support. So best to go straight to coffins if you are supporting. Moving over to the defensive car setup. This setup prioritizes car over banana, so we will see most of the util to keep T's out of car rather than banana. The close molly will be used as an early indicator if the T side is rushing, but one could run through, so be aware. And the HE will be used to hurt players being passive. When the molly goes, it will be replaced by a close smoke to lock the T's out of car. AleksiB is going to be throwing a HE, then his main role is to watch car for any pushes. When his Molotov is soon to fade, he uses his smoke that keeps G2 locked out until the 117 mark, which is pretty decent. Shortly after, they do fall off silently, using their existing and drop util from A to be ready for car retakes when G2 goes for car control. JL is going to be throwing the close molly, however I believe you either want him or AleksiB to be playing anti-flash, just in case. When AleksiB throws his close smoke, he chucks a HE broom before falling away silently. However, you can chuck this HE wherever you like. Another defensive setup you can use is the super passive version. In this, we're going to see very minimal util used on banana and car. The purpose of the strat looks like some sort of safe reactionary play where they don't want to invest too much, so they can keep their nades and HP, but when the T's do take car, they can use their util. Both JL and AleksiB will use HEs at the start of the round, aim towards the middle of banana. Afterwards, they fall off, ready to use their nades to retake car. The last setup I want to showcase is this reactive setup they ran twice during their 2 games. This strat is aimed to throw util deep banana, some nades close, and react from that point. If they get heavy pressure, they can easily fall off the site and likely retake car, or if there's nothing, they will re-molly broom and swing out. We will see a deep smoke and molly combo to reduce the T-side positions and vision. Then some nades close banana to punish those who are close. If they feel safe, they can molly logs, nade broom and push down. AleksiB is going to be throwing the molly and smoke combo. Afterwards, he plays anti, just in case they throw early pop flashes. When AleksiB wants to go for the take, he throws a close flash, which I think is there to delay the tease if they want to take car. Then nades broom. Combining that with JL's util, he peeks out, spamming his smoke. Now at this point, he has the option in rotating A and leaving JL car. JL is going to be throwing an early flash to discourage the tees from rushing, and nades close half wall, since that's the one of limited positions the T side can play on banana. At this point, he plays around yellow to avoid car flashes, and when AleksiB makes the call for the take, he molly logs and peeks car. Now, I'm not going to go over this in too much detail, as a lot of you already know how to do this. However, let's take a look on how Na'Vi defend car once they gain banana control. In this round, Na'Vi has taken banana control, and JL will be left here to jump spot. He can quickly get information on when he jumps and looks past car, or when he's above the wall. If he feels like he's going to get overwhelmed, he can smoke off close banana, or he could fall off the side and smoke off yellow. It's up to him. But in this round, OG is going to flash him off the angle. He doesn't want to waste any util, so he'll fall back to side. In round 4 against G2, we can see the reaction JL would have done, where in this round AleksiB is going to get flashed off the car angle, smokes off close immediately, and gets the kill onto Nico and Monitor. Now, let's take a look at some different setups you can use to defend the B bomb site. In this round, Na'Vi is playing against an eco, and we're going to see 1 coffins and 1 quad. This setup can be great to be run against ecos, as most teams will typically smoke off CT, but may not have another smoke for coffins. When G2 do execute onto the site, we can see AleksiB will get flashed off the angle for a little bit. However, from his position, he can fight any T's trying to run across the site. Meanwhile from JL, he's ready to throw the side smoke to allow him to move between quad and pillar. When he peeks out, he will start chewing the T side up in a deadly crossfire with AleksiB. So he will be fighting players who are running towards him, and AleksiB will be fighting players trying to run to JL. A different variation you could have is 1 CT, 1 coffins. In this, JL is boosted so we can see over the CT smoke. However, do be aware, you could get checked when the Ts are executed on site. But not always, as we can see in a bit, when G2 do execute, Hooksy's not going to check him, and Hunter will get spammed through the smoke. Meanwhile from AleksiB's POV, he's just playing towards coffins. He will throw a Molotov after the T-side smoke goes, and when G2 execute, AleksiB will try to peek out as JL gets contact, so the T-side might be looking at him and he might be able to get some frags, but JKS takes his head off. Another setup I saw from Na'Vi was this jiggle and boost setup. In this, JL is going to be boosted on CT, Meanwhile, AleksiB will be juggling from first. As soon as AleksiB spots a T, he can throw a Molotov, and if OG tries to rush him down, JL is ready to shoot them in the back. But unfortunately, AleksiB will be caught out of position. He tries to play in front of the smoke, the T side will pop flash through, and he does go 1 for 1. However, his teammate in JL does manage to get the trade, creating a 4v3 retake scenario. The last setup I want to talk about is something you can do with your AWPer. In this, Simple is stood on the stairs, looking for any T-side players to swing out from car. If he does get contact, he can take the shot and fall off the site. Meanwhile, you have AleksiB on pillar, ready to smoke off the entrance if Simple does get contact. And we're going to see this setup being used against OG, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work out. Simple is going to be ready, but he will get flashed off the angle. As he tries to fall away, he's going to get run down by the Mag 10s. Meanwhile, from AleksiB's POV, he tries to throw the smoke, but does get pop flashed, causing him to being unable to help Simple as he gets rushed down. And for reference, this is the flash that Simple and AleksiB got caught out by. A possible solution you could have for this problem is to play a bit forward. By doing this, you do avoid Kito's flashbang. However, it can be a bit difficult to retreat after you take your shot. Now lastly, I want to take a look at how Na'Vi approaches retaking car. As we've seen early on in the video, Na'Vi may sometimes give up car control to later retake it, acting as a punish. Na'Vi will initiate car control if either the T-side makes presence or they need the information. When Na'Vi do go for these car retakes, they will either go out with the util and collect car, or throw the util and play safe on site, hoping it's enough to force the T-side away. In round 6 against G2, G2 will begin to go for car control. AleksiB, wanting to burn G2's util and waste their time, throws his own set. He comes out from car and stands at this point at fountain. When he's ready, he throws a close half-wall smoke, locking the T-side out. Afterwards, he combines this with a Molotov, forcing any Ts in front of his smoke to either peek out into the open where they could get shot, or to fall off to banana, giving Na'Vi car control. In round 13 against G2, Na'Vi is playing a passive setup and has given G2 banana and car control. After waiting for a short period, JL will throw the util, hoping to get G2 to peek out into their crosshairs. However, there was a round where Na'Vi peeked out with their util. In this round, again, G2 are going for car control, but this time they're gonna get punished. JL will throw the car retake util. Meanwhile, you have AleksiB waiting at car. When none of the G2 players get forced out into the open, JL will creep towards the wall and get flashed in by AleksiB, securing himself 2 kills. When watching JL and AleksiB play banana, I've noticed they're quite dynamic. Their banana strats are consistently different throughout a half. You will see punish setups, 2 defensive ones, or even switched up to fast takes. They're coordinated. To use this many different banana strats and retakes, both JL and AleksiB are very coordinated and are on the same page, allowing for effective team play. And lastly, they're pretty territorial. Na'Vi will tend to give up car control, but will always be ready to fight back during the start or in the mid round, making it difficult for the T side to keep hold of car control. You need a different way of taking overpass short on the CT side. Check out this video I did, where I broke down how Ents use connector to pop flash into short. That video can be found in the description. Apart from that, thanks for watching, Cheers goes to Academy for the sponsor, and see ya in a bit.